Welcome everyone from Patna Press. I am Tuina Prasad and we are back for another interactive session. Today we have a very experienced teacher of Patna, Mrs. Ipshita Sharan. Ma'am has an experience in the field for over 30 years now. She has been a part of various institutes of Patna like St. Michael's High School, Delhi Public School Gola Road, St. Xavier's High School and many more. Right now, ma'am is a part of Litera Valley. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Nice to be on
Thank,
your program.
thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we are having this interactive session for the board examinations that are about to start just in a few days. So, what are the key things that you would like to suggest the students to focus on so that they can succeed in the board examination?
Yes, the boards are very, very important, and the students are going for the board for the first time, that is class 10. They actually are nervous because this is their first time, and those who are going for boards for class 12, they have another focus, that is, they will actually plan out their careers after their exams, and their marks are very important for them. So the boards are key to all the students who are going in for boards. Uh, Board exams definitely are very important, but they should not be very frightening because students have faced many exams before this. And though we say the board exams and the question paper comes from CBSE or whatever question paper they actually face are new to them. They are not actually aware of what will come in their question papers. So there should not be the scare of the board exams because every exam is an exam. And of course, the evaluators would be different. It would be a different set of evaluators. I think if they look at the board exams with this kind of a background, they will not feel so nervous. That's one part where they should not fear the board exams. But like in every exams, proper preparation is definitely required. And preparation is not a short time, success story. It is a lot of hard work. And I'm sure they have already put in their hard work. And now, coming to the last fortnight before their exams, their preparation should be a little different. They must focus more on the sample papers that they have for whatever subject they are going to appear. They have their sample papers. If they have not purchased any, it's okay because there are so many available on the internet. They can, but they must look them up. They have to look them up to get an idea of what the paper will be like, which I'm sure they have been exposed to during their pre-boards. So that is fine. But then the more question papers they look up, they will feel more confident. So if they look up a lot of sample papers, it is going to do them good. So that would be the part of preparation other than being thorough with the subject. That has to be there. They have to look up last minute the important points for every chapter, whatever topic it is they are going to take up. So that should be there. I think that would be the preliminary advice to all students.
Yes, yes, definitely, ma'am. And are there any specific resources or any study guide that you would like to recommend?
Uh, there are so many, guidebooks in the market. That's very, very true. But more or less all have, similar content, more or less. You will find they are, the first sample may be different, but you would find the same kind of questions in another sample paper. So whatever they purchase, whatever they can lay their hands on, they can look into that.
Sure, ma'am, sure. That That is all right. And what are the common mistakes, as you have been in this field for so many years? What are the common mistakes that students usually make in the exam, and how can they avoid them?
See, the common errors that the students make is they are always, that of course, the time management we focus on, and they are so eager to keep to the time that they have planned that they don't read the questions properly.
Properly.
That I think is a major issue. They read the question partially. They might come to a word which is very comfortable for them, and they see that word and they start answering
Answering.
to regret later that they had not read the whole question, and therefore they may lose a lot of marks in the process. So it is very, very important for them to read the questions properly. So don't save time on reading the question papers. That is why there's a specific 15 minutes allotted to reading. So they should use those 15 minutes to just read the question papers very effectively. They should know which questions they have to read more carefully than others and read them so that they know exactly what they have to do. So, reading the questions and then answering them with proper understanding of the question is very, very important. That is one aspect. Another is they write the answers that they know, they write them with great pleasure, spending time. That is, of course, time management we are looking at, and they miss out on the last few questions. Those are rushed up answers. That shouldn't be. They should be able to space their answers. Therefore, they should practice writing for 3 hours.
Mm.
It is very important that they take a question paper and they read it and write it at home for 3 hours. That is allotted time so that they are able to comfortably complete the questions that they have to actually deliver. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Because there are times that students usually write around the bush, but they won't write on the point, right? And that is why,
Exactly.
yes. So, what are some of the tips that you would like to give for improving the writing skills?
So, when we're looking at the writing skills, they have to write and practice very, very honestly, because writing skills cannot be planned, and it's not just you can put a full stop after the planning. After planning, it is necessary to write because some students who don't write and they are even good students, we have seen when they write, they make very silly spelling mistakes. They regret those
Right.
errors definitely, but then if you are not into writing, while you're writing you miss out letters here and there. So writing practice should be writing practice. Planning, of course, planning is always there, but then they must write out because the speed and the correctness of writing is there only when you keep to
Keep
this practice.
practice.
Yes.
Definitely, definitely, ma'am. Practicing is very, very important always.
Oh,
And
yes, yes,
since you have been in this field and you have been a teacher of literature, I believe, for most of the time,
yes,
right? So,
yeah.
what are some good strategies that you would like to give for reading comprehensions and improving the grammar in it?
Okay, so if you're reading, comprehension reading can be, one kind of reading is the skimming. Skimming is you look at the
Going through it.
passage that has been given to you.
Yes.
Yes. And you look at the, say, first line of every paragraph, and more or less you get an idea of what the passage is about. So, first you skim through, then you can look at the questions that are given to you, and then you can scan those. So, skimming and scanning. One is getting a basic idea where you can read very lightly and quickly, and then you go back to the questions. And once you know what you have to look for, then you scan the passage for those answers. So, that could be a quick method of doing the comprehension. Though the
Comprehension.
comprehension is a difficult aspect, now the
Definitely.
comprehensions are quite complicated. They're
Quite
giving good comprehension pieces as per a teacher's opinion. But
and
yeah, the
it takes a
students
lot
must
of time for writing the answers out of it as well. It takes precise reading at the end.
yes,
Definitely
the technique, some technique has to be used. Of
has to
course,
be
there are also personal aspects. Each one likes to answer them in their own way, but
hmm,
these are the things they can follow. Yes, ma'am.
follow. And how can they improve their grammar? Since grammar is one thing that we all focus on a lot in today's date. So how can they improve that?
See, even now there is time for the children to improve their grammar. In class 10, they have specific grammar questions. So they 10 marks for grammar, which is a lot. And if they keep, they must go through the, basic, the chapters that are included. Once they should go through the basics, and that won't take much time because grammar is not very vast if you're looking at the number of chapters and just the concepts, but they have to practice. The practice part will actually give them the correctness of answers. So they have to practice. And as we have already discussed, a lot of sample papers are available. They
Hmm.
should definitely do the
Practice.
grammar part. Yes,
Hmm.
yes, they should practice.
Sure, sure, ma'am. And lastly, just one suggestions that you would like to give to the students, especially to the ones who want to pursue English literature in their higher studies.
Those who want to pursue English literature later on, uh, they have to be actually very careful when they are reading whatever they read. It is not only, their course books, but whatever they read, they should definitely try to read it with an analytical mind to try to figure out what is the mood of the writer, try to figure out what is the purpose behind writing the uh, whatever piece that they are reading. They should try to uh, relate to what the author wants to tell us, what is the tone he has used, what kind of language he is using, what figures of speech they are using. All this should be their focal point as they move ahead. So then they will do well
Good.
in
Yes, yes.
literature.
Definitely, definitely. And thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us your time and guiding us with all this. I hope the students who watches this definitely succeed in their board examination. Thank you, ma'am, for your time.
Thank you, ma'am. It was nice talking to you too. Thank you.